Hello and welcome to In the Clear, the only show that's a lot like the turkey some of you cooked this past week. Dry and tasteless. And yet, your mom still says that you've done a bang-up job. So good on you. You passed for effort alone, both for getting that turkey down and for clicking on this video. We have a wonderful show planned for you tonight. Hampton from Hybrid Calisthenics swung by for our first ever return interview. Another installment of Please Google This will show off Letterboxxd.com. And discover another origin to a common saying in our new Sayings and Sources closer. Remember to like and subscribe to stay in the loop and see who else was nice enough to swing by. Now let's get into it. That, if you don't already know, is Hampton. He has a company called Hybrid Calisthenics. He's developed everything from the ground up, including an app and merchandise. He does all of this while being incredibly polite and catering to as many members of his community as he physically can. He even found some time for us again in his busy schedule. So, without further ado, here's our second interview with Hampton.
All right, everybody, I'm here with Hampton. Hi, Hampton. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. So it's been, I feel like, a little over a year since you've been on?
Yeah, about over a year. I think we did the last one. It must have been in October or September, something around there.
I think so. And you were actually our very first guest, which makes this really cool for me.
Oh, really? That's nice. Yeah. I watch your stuff.
No,
I watch your stuff. You know, good on you for still doing it. It looks very nice.
Thank you very much. We're trying. So I just wanted to really talk to you about the progress you've made in the past year, essentially.
Sure.
So for starters, you have an app now.
Yes.
Cultivate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's very cool as far as being a fitness platform as well as a media platform.
Yeah. Well, that's what we are. That's what Hybrid Calisthenics is. It's a fitness media.
So. Yeah, exactly. And I just think it was a really, how do I say it? A really impressive transition to get everything to work as well as it does and as clean as it is. And I personally like the app a lot.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem at all.
And it took a fair amount of work. Probably from the development end. I didn't do the coding and development myself, but even just on my end, finagling it to where people would like it and getting settings to where people would like it. And even then, it's a social media platform, essentially, but it's not nothing that's ever meant to compete with Facebook or Twitter or anything, but really just more like a private Facebook, like a Facebook group, but like that's an app, basically. And it's surprising because it's not something that you would expect people would flock to more than a Facebook group. Usually friction is the thing you want to eliminate whenever you want to ask people to do anything. So I figured a couple hundred people would join. And instead it's been tens of thousands. And I think it's just the novelty of having an app, because having a Facebook group belongs to Facebook, but having an app seems to belong to our community. And that's why people flock to it a little bit more, I think.
And it's also because it is so much its own platform instead of going into a platform that currently exists and then finding your extension and going to that. You just open the app and it's very well done.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really glad you like it.
You're very welcome. And now you're also helping other content creators get off the ground.
Yes, hybrid creators.
Yeah, I love that a lot of them work with the HC, Hybrid Calisthenics, hybrid creators, Cultivate. You just kept the C.
Yeah. That was nice. That was a nice coincidence. Really, I stay in the zone of what makes me. I made a video about this yesterday about what makes me hopeful, optimistic, and excited to do things. And I think one day I just had a realization. It's like, yeah, a lot of people so content creators, I don't know if it's still like this, but for a while, when they polled young kids and they asked them, what job do you want to do? YouTuber and content creator was number one out of all things.
I didn't know that.
Right. Well, not YouTuber, content creator. And then within it, there was like stuff like what I do, and then streamer, but like one or the other. I think streamers dominated that time they asked, but to be honest, I think a lot of them don't understand all the work that goes into streaming.
Yes,
But yeah, so that was number one requested job. And I was like, well, and a lot of channels, a lot of brands out there that are great. I watch them, but their entire, they've grown a channel of millions, but their channel is about growing channels. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if someone who was established at this and had some success at this taught other people exactly how he did it? I had nothing to hide. There's no secret or anything. If I haven't made a video about it, it's because I haven't had time to, and I haven't done it yet. Okay, there's no secret. Like if someone came up and asked me, it's like, hey, how did you get this? What's the best opportunity right now? Best opportunity right now is Facebook Reels, but that's probably going to disappear in a couple of weeks. So I really hope it can help a lot of people. And it really came after I had this realization that this is an interesting thing that it might have taken some humility to admit, but relative to other calisthenics athletes and relative to other creators, I'm better at being a creator than I am at being a calisthenics athlete. Right.
Well, thank you for admitting.
No, because it means that there's more people that I'm better at creating. I'm better at creation than I am at calisthenics, which is what my main channel is about. Yeah. So,
and you're still very good at calisthenics. So
yeah. Well, I mean, but there's some monsters out there that are like they're doing like crazy stuff.
100%. I've seen a bunch of other channels on it too.
Right, and that's super impressive. And I mean, you can argue it's like, yeah, but they're not teaching. I don't want to diminish their accomplishment. It's incredible, and I'm not anywhere near there right now. I might be at some point, but it was really because I'm also more interested in content creation and entrepreneurship and everything I'm building now, even more than calisthenics. And that also took some admission, knowing that I'm like a fitness guy online, that I'm actually more interested in what I'm building for other people than I am what I'm building for myself.
I mean, yes, 100%. But I also think there's like a big takeaway that separated you early on, which is a lot of people are just come look at my content and see how you can progress and see how you can work towards it. But you added this very personal touch to it. You brought everybody in. You were very polite. That I feel like was a big thing attributed to your growth rapidly, as well as, knowing what to do.
Well, I mean, again, it's just, I did the things that felt right. And I always loved it when I made other people feel comfortable and happy and excited. That's what makes me feel comfortable, happy, and excited, is giving that feeling to other people. And certainly I'm not the most successful creator, not even the most successful fitness content creator, or the most engaged or anything. But when people first discover the content, there does seem to be this effect where, I've seen this happen on like 5-6 different platforms now, where like the stuff is suddenly growing and there's always the same responses. People are like, oh, I like that he's polite. I like that he's positive. So like that's definitely something I want to engage. By the way, 2 things. I keep like there's a notification and I want to be able to see you, so I'm swiping it away. And also, I recently I'm better now, but I recently got off a cough, so it's very easy for me to get hoarse and a little bit out of breath, which is what you may be hearing right now.
That's fine. You're
but
doing just fine.
Oh yeah, but just to add on to what I was saying, it really helped me learn early on that I want to make this community about other people, because I already have, this is a dangerous thing to put into the universe, but I already have the majority of what I want. I have a beautiful wife. I have a wonderful friend, and it just, these are things that, end stage Hampton, end stage entrepreneur Hampton, let's say billionaire Hampton, like stuff happens, these are things that I would trade in a heartbeat for if I could trade that for the health and happiness of my family. So I already have that. I already have that beyond the billionaire empire. Like anything I could possibly build. I love our community, but I mean, I love my family too. And everything I'm building now that I build over the next 50 years, I would probably trade that for the health, and if that meant that my son or my daughter could be healthy. So I would trade that in a heartbeat, I feel like. So I always keep that in mind going forward. I already have this stuff that's already more important than whatever I'm building over the next 50, 60 years. So I always
that's awesome. That like it's your bedrock that you're really thrilled with, and that is honestly a really important thing for most people that I feel like some people would lose sight of. Well,
I think people lose sight of how of where they are in the world. I think people can fact check me on the figures because it's not exactly this, but I believe like if you make over $47,000 in America, the richest country, if not like one of the richest countries, you are above average in a well-off country. I'll call it a well-off country. There's different metrics by which you could say it's the richest country, but it's a well-off country, and you're above average. And a lot of people make more than that. If you have a running toilet, and working plumbing, that's an advantage you have over hundreds of millions of people. Like, look into how many people don't have a working toilet. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
it really just puts into perspective for you.
Yeah. That's what I focus on. I'm just happy to live life. Happy and blessed to live life.
I have time for one more question that I want to keep on that note if you want.
Sure.
So you've had a very cool year. You've had a lot of growth. You got married, the app.
Yeah.
What is your next big venture that you're like super looking forward to?
I like that you asked this question because it is a great final question for this time that we talk, and because I have a clear answer to it. Over 2022, this next year, I want to focus on building a team. Now, you mentioned that I have a very personal touch that I add into my content, and I'm very protective of that personal touch because, before I did this, I did web design and print design. So I have, in my opinion, I have the heart of an artist where I really want things to be the way that I want them to be. But however, if I build a team, it's a media team, I can empower a lot of other people to grow, whether or not they want to stay with my company. So I'll be looking for video editors, designers, web designers, maybe videographers. I'm basically replacing parts of myself, videography, editing. It will take several months, a long time, and a lot of money to train. They might already be very talented, but train them in the way to acclimate them.
Yeah, the way that you want them to be.
The ways that I want, yeah. But I really look forward to doing that because this idea of hybrid media, hybrid media, and growing that, I'm excited to see where it'll go. It'll depend on how it goes. I don't like setting goals that are too many steps ahead of what I've done because those steps are highly variable. Those steps are highly variable depending on the success. But I would like to grow this media company that can produce media for any niche. And then I would like to offer that. I would like to intertwine that with hybrid creators. Meaning, if a creator is struggling with their editing or their or design services, my company can actually not just work for Hybrid Calisthenics, but also work for other designers at an affordable price, so we can make everyone better. So really,
that'd be awesome.
Having that synchronization of these different projects and having them work together. Obviously, this is something that's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot of money. I have to raise capital for it. Raise capital as in sell stuff. I don't. So, and we're building. Sorry, I'm getting more hoarse than usual.
You're fine.
If you well, I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying this. He's about to cry. No, I'm just hoarse.
And about to cry.
Right, and about to cry. I mean,
yes.
I do get emotional when I'm sick, but I'm also building a fitness equipment store, which is exciting in itself, but because I could offer high quality products at an affordable price, and it's just going to be. I feel like there's room in the market for that, where it's a brand name of Hybrid Calisthenics, and you get gym rings, resistance bands, pull-up bars, things people will need to exercise at home, which is really what the content's about. And my whole sales pitch is, if you need this, I sell it. I sell a good version of that. Other people can sell it, but it'd be cool if you bought it from me. That's it. I never. My macro business thesis is I want to make content and make stuff for people who want it. So knowledge is free. My fitness course is I had my fitness course, I think, a year ago, not sure, maybe, but it's free, and it's been free, and it probably will continue to be free for probably forever. And that's one of the biggest things a fitness content creator can sell, but I decided to make it free. And I wanted to make it free because I wanted to make the knowledge free. Beyond that, I don't want to have a follow-up to where it's free, but if you want a mastermind with me, or a retreat with me, that's gonna cost you $10,000. We might have a 30-day challenge or something, but I have no plans for that. And my thing is, I don't want to have an upsell from that, where it's like, yeah, this is free, but if you want the premium version, here it is. No, I want anything that I can distribute. So content, knowledge, courses, anything that I can distribute for free, I would like to be able to do that for free, and because that's the most important thing to the community. Stuff like equipment, that's e-commerce, that's retail. That's how I can make the money from it. But I only want to sell to people who need it. And I like people buy it out of appreciation to me, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. But the point of that was to offer it to people who need it, and then use that to fund all the stuff I want to give away for free. So that's my macro business thesis, and that's what I want to do in the coming year or so, is to build that team to help the creators and also expand what we're currently doing. Got it.
Well, thank you so much for the perfectly thought out answer, actually.
Oh, well, I'm glad you liked it. I'm sorry it wasn't as clear as I would like it to be.
It definitely covered every base.
Yeah, well, honestly, I'm at that point where my energy levels are back, because I really wasn't that sick. I was only really, really sick for a couple of days and then like a couple of weeks, but I'm still at that point. I talk a lot. Maybe if you haven't noticed, like I think our previous interview, I had to cut myself short because I was giving answers that were too long. But I kind of have I have a biological bottleneck right now, to where if I talk for longer than like a minute or so in a row, I'm like, whew, I need a breather. So I apologize if some of that wasn't as clear as I would like it to be. But thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me, Tom.
No, thank you so much for your time.
Of course. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
I'll see you next time.
He was once again, I think, the nicest person that I've ever met. All his links, as always, are included down below, so please go over and show him the love that he shows to everyone else. It's time for another installment of Please Google This, the segment where we search the internet for helpful and useful sites for all of you to use in your free time. Consider us your hitchhiker's guide to the internet, the stowaway of the web, the third wheel in your relationship with cyberspace. Today's helpful website is Letterboxxd.com, not a sponsor. This helpful website lets you rank and track movies that you've seen, as well as review and compare to other people's reviews. Consider it like a book club, but much less lame. Or like Twitter, but people actually care about what you're saying. Or like The Breakfast Club, and then review The Breakfast Club and put it on your list on the website. So, we personally just started using this website not too long ago, and a buddy of ours actually showed it to us for the first time. He's already reviewed about 150 movies and shows. He's a bit of a cinephile, but we still love him. So, as the good people we are here, we'll leave his link in the description below in case you want to see his ideas on some movies. Another bonus the site offers, though, is that if your whole friend circle utilizes it, you never really have to worry about accidentally spoiling a show or a movie for them because you thought they already saw it. The website will show that. Side note, do not be the guy to spoil shows or movies. It's not cool. Just don't be that guy. And if you are that guy, yeah, you behind the camera, I'm talking to you right now. Who hurt you? Anyway, the link for the website is in the description below. So, keeping in the loop of the same closer we did a few weeks ago, we're going back to sayings and sources, and for today, we decided to look at the saying, break a leg before someone goes out on stage. If you don't know that that means good luck, it means good luck by saying bad luck, and they are not literally hoping you will break a leg. Well, sometimes they might be hoping you do, but that's not the point. We found many origins to where this came from while we scoured the web. One site we got information from, transcendencetheater.org, gave us a few, but I think the one we're going to go with, not because it seems to be the most believable, but because it definitely is the most comical, is this. Story goes that during Elizabethan times, the audience, rather than clapping, would bang their chairs on the ground, breaking the legs off the chair. Also, if this really is the case, just imagine the amount of wood they had to clean up back in the day. Because you know it's not the theater staff saying break a leg. That would probably cost them an arm and a leg through their boss. But regardless of the origin or the source, we think it's a funny thing to imagine. Well, everyone, that's it for the show today. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment what you want to see more of, and until next time, I'm Tom Stark, this was In the Clear, hug your parents, and have a good night.